And something you like about the VORG is we don't just let anyone have a listing, right? We know we have a lot of hands out there. I mean, hands. We have a lot of people out there who hear a lot of things. So it's like if we hear something that a lot of bad reviews about something, we'll take that into account when they get their free listing or when they are listed in the VORG. So you already know that these people are already trusted by us. We haven't tried every demo producer out there. And demo producers, some of them will just take your money and make you a demo because that's what you want. If you weren't ready for it and the demo doesn't come out the way you wanted, and a year later you're like, oh, that demo was so bad. Not really the demo producer's fault all the time. I mean, there are some demo producers who won't even make a demo if you're not ready. And so there are some that will make it even if you're not ready, and you'll just make another one in a year. But be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. Go to the websites, see, ask the demo producers, do you have some samples of people in my vocal range that you've done? Can I listen to them and see how they sound? And there's so many. So and then ask about the rates and stuff like that. Shop around for your demo production. One of our incredible sponsors, Chuck Duran from Demos That Rock, makes incredible demos. They are pricey. He doesn't screw around. I mean, I have 3 of them. They're great. Ann Ganguza does demos. She does an incredible job. She doesn't just do them. She makes sure you're ready. She'll work with you to do them. The Help Network, they do demos. Voicecaster does demos. So it's like even our sponsors, we stand by them. But shop around. Get the demo that speaks to you. The people who are doing the work that maybe you want one that really sounds super produced and like radio ready. Maybe you want one that doesn't sound as produced. Figure out what you're looking for and figure out what agency you're trying to get with that demo. What do their demos sound like? Tim?
I would say that's great. It's knowing what you want to go for, who it's going to be. Are you looking to find an agent? Are you looking to find more work? Are you looking to go after a specific, radio station or specific promo category or something that you're doing? And the great thing that, one of the things we tried to do is cover a lot of bases with the people that are listed in the VORG. So, you're going to find people in here that aren't, there's lots of people who you see promoted everywhere, and there's some people who aren't promoted everywhere. And you'll find an opportunity to go and check out some of those people who you don't see promoted everywhere, who work more in the boutique area, who only do a handful of demos a year. Talk to them as well, and you get a chance to kind of just get more information about what is out there, because that's probably the best thing that you can do, is just get as much many references and as many options for styles and demos, and make sure you actually talk to the demo producers that you're going to work with. It's great to do an email, but if you haven't had a chance to actually meet them face to face by Zoom at the very least, to make sure it's somebody that you connect with and you want to work with, because this is going to be something that you're going to be working on for fairly closely for a while.
Moving on to training, which is part of the whole thing. Make sure you're trained before you make your demo and all that jazz. Like I said earlier, be well-rounded. Look around the VORG for discounts. They're all over the place in the VORG. Tim on his soundbox, in the very middle of this new issue, 15% off first-time booking code with VORG. So you can go to our sponsors, and if you see learn more with the sponsors, a bunch of them have codes for percentage off their services, either training or demos or whatever, just by mentioning the VORG itself. You could just guess, find one you like, and be like, hey, did you have any VORG discounts? I did find you in the resource guide. And maybe then be like, you know what? I'll make one for you today. You never know. But right in here, there's so many, mention the VORG or mention this ad. Find those, because money is money. And if there's a way to spend less of it, we try to help you figure out how to do that. So yeah, look for those VORG discounts on the web, in the book itself. A lot of it's in there. Yeah, it all takes a little bit of reading. So that's the training. Be well-rounded. There's so many different, and so much training is global now. So that's one of the issues we had when we were revitalizing the Voice of Resource Guide is, yeah, they're in LA, but they are global. So Voicecaster is, all their training can be done by Zoom and in person. So it's like, that's why, she says, hello, Chicago. Hello, New York. We can train you and, all that stuff from anywhere. So see if they're global, see if they're local. It always nice going into a workshop, however. But maybe there's one around you and we can help you find them. Demo
And that's
training.
yeah, that's a great thing to do is for demos too is that everybody's global these days. The only thing that's really that you have to get into for in person is going to be a recording studio, physical space. But you can do demo production. We do demo production here, and I'd say 99% of the stuff we've done the last, even still currently, is remote. We're patching in. So make sure that you're set up at home so that you can have these successful demo productions from your house, so you can have these successful training sessions from home. It's opened up a lot of different people. One of those, just as an example, Nancy Wolfson, who had never done remote sessions prior to the pandemic, now only does remote. And she's been doing this for years. So, it changed a lot of people. So it opened up the opportunity. You don't have to, you no longer have to live in Los Angeles to work with Nancy Wolfson. You can live anywhere in the world and work with Nancy. And that's a great opportunity. And that goes for all of the coaches. I don't know any coaches. I haven't checked with every single coach, but I don't know of any coach who doesn't do remote sessions now for training.
Yeah, and I actually like recording on my own mic for my demo.
Yeah.
So it's like it's even a more of a like, here's what I can offer and this is how it will sound. So
Exactly.
recording
Yeah.
from home on demos is great. My last demo with Rick Wasserman was amazing, and I actually used 3 different mics during my demo session recording. I just found some spots. I was like, for these 3 spots, I'm going to use this mic so that it even had a different sound and feel. So that's kind of something you can do that you wouldn't be able to do if you weren't in the studio. I mean, I guess you could just ask for different mics, but it's kind of fun. You have a mic locker for a reason. So the last thing we'll talk about for actors is it's your business, right? So the rate guide, if you're union, it's in here. It's updated. We make sure it's updated every time we send one out. We talk to SAG-AFTRA, we send them the rates, we say what needs to be changed, and then we change them so every new issue you're getting has the most up-to-date rates at that time. Right there. And then there's more of them on the website under the rate guide there. Then if you're non-union, there are suggested rates, right? So there's not non-union rates, there's just suggestions, and they're all based on the union rates basically, and just best practices. And the GVA rate guide is bar none for your guide to non-union rates. This is just the most and right at your fingertips, real quick as you're talking to your clients, like what would this web video be? Oh, okay, right here, boom, I know my rates. And you can get your own rate guide and base it off of these rates. And then there's a little scan me code, brings you to the whole GVA rate guides. And I think they just updated all animation, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's a bunch of updates going on. Same thing with SAG-AFTRA. Always make sure that you check the SAG-AFTRA rates. All the rates for SAG-AFTRA are listed publicly, so you can always find those rates anytime you need to.
So it's not only for actors, right? Agents should be using this voiceover resource guide as well. Not only to just be in them and be listed, but you can find new recording studios for your talent and for opportunities that might be near you. Or if your talent is traveling, go to the map page and help your talent be like, okay, you just booked this thing. I found these 3 studios. I'll reach out. I mean, we have the tool that you can easily book studios for your talent and find new recording studios that may have a roster that they might want to. Have you ever wanted to go through an agency for some of your stuff and just enhance your talent pool? If you needed a few more options, we're here. So there's a lot of opportunities for agents to use this to find new recording studios to maybe potentially get new work, or studios for their talent to record work. Me and Meg have been on the road many times, and our agents have been like, where are you guys now? Okay, great. Let me just find a studio for you. And they have gone to the voice resource guide, found a studio, booked us, which is always a wonderful thing. So yeah, agents can also find new casting services for opportunities. All the casting services are in here, and maybe there's ones that agents haven't used yet. Okay, so yeah, casting services. I mean, I didn't even know that all these casting services were in New York. I get auditions
Right.
from maybe 3 of them, but even as a talent, I could be like, hey, did you know about Stark Naked Productions and VoiceWorks Audio in New York? Have you ever gotten auditions from them? Because maybe you could reach out. But agents can reach out, find new places that are casting and say, hey, I'd love you to use my roster on the next go around or whatever it is. As an agent, you can find training opportunities for your talent. If you have been listening to auditions that have come through that just aren't up to par with some of your other talent, some of your talent might need some little more training, and you can just go through, find some new training, and say, hey, have you ever worked with Pat Fraley? He's pretty awesome. Or Nancy Wolfson's at Brett, or Real Voice LA, or, maybe reach out to them and maybe get some training in this area. All of this can help us all book more work. As an agent, you can guest direct or be a special guest for classes or workshops. So go to the training section, find places that offer workshops, and that's a great opportunity for an agent to impart some knowledge into another area that all these people didn't even know. You just go to Kick-Ass Voiceover Bite with Keith Farley, and then you could maybe be a special guest on one of Keith Farley's classes or workshops. It's always fun. I don't know, Tim.
Yeah, agreed. It's a great place to go look for those things. We had a special guest pop in. Joanne Lichtenstein just popped in here. Who actually? Oh, did Joanne just leave? Hold on, where'd she go? Oh, there you are. There's Joanne.
Hi.
Hey, Joanne.
Everybody.
What's happening?
Sorry, I'm late.
Joanne actually is our graphic designer who put this entire voiceover resource guide together for you all. Voice actor as well, and has worked with a lot of these same people, knows the people that are in this resource guide as well. I think that's probably one of the things that maybe is that we don't talk about enough is that all of us who put this guide together are working voice actors who use this guide. This is how a lot of us found work originally, was through the use of the resource guide. So we wanted to put this together in a way that enhanced the ways that we used it, but also provided some more opportunities for people in this more internet realm age where you weren't necessarily getting things as easily available in print. So now you can find these globally.
Moving on to recording studios. If you're a recording studio, you can reach out to agencies in your area, tell them you're there. Because their talent sometimes needs places to record. Just say, hey, did you know that I'm right down the street? There's especially on the website, there's so many different recording studios all over the country, and there's so many agents now all over the country. I've got a lot of regional agents, and so like knowing that the recording studio and the agents can talk to each other and offer up opportunities is super important. Recording studios can offer discounts for talent agents. You could say, hey, if any of your talent uses our studio for a recording or something like that, we could offer a discount. Just a way to keep recording studios in business and keep them alive. And there are ways that you can use this VORG to do that. You make sure, if you're a recording studio, that you're on the map search. So when talent's out there traveling the world, and as that becomes more doable for talent nowadays with Starlink and like audio, onboard processing that takes out noise. What's that called?
Yeah. I'll like this, the noise reduction stuff they have, like Waves Clarity and RX and Isotope and all those things.
Yeah, and as technology gets better, that you could just be anywhere in your car, pull up a microphone, and it just sounds like you're in a studio, which will happen eventually. It's great to know that there are studios nearby. Recording studios can reach out to demo producers and offer your studio. I have a studio here, and if you produce demos for anybody in the area, I can give them a discount to come use the studio and record their demo. Just ways. And there's probably a plethora of other ways I haven't even thought of because I'm not a recording studio. Like Tim, how would you use the VORG since you have Soundbox LA in many different places?
Well, it's kind of along those same lines, is seeing who. For me, I just kind of look around and see who else is in the area, because part of the thing that we do sometimes is that we can't take talent. We don't have room for talent, so we're always trying to find other studios to partner with. So we have, we work with Voice Tracks West and Real Voice LA and Studio Awesome, and so the four of us, we know of each other. We're all in the area. We've worked with each other, so we're able to find out who's around. And then also, if you've got agents are always looking for places, and we may not be the right space for them, or somebody needs a larger studio or a smaller studio or whatever it might be, we can see who else is there, and also we can see who our competition is. We can see who else is working. We can see what clients they're working with. We can see who else is in the area and what work is out there.
So the other cool thing that the VORG is, it's like a time capsule of that year. It's like all the different VORGs. Like this is what they looked like back in the day when I was grabbing them, and the proof is in the pudding that I grabbed them and kept. And then our artwork is done by Miranda Parkin, and she's an incredible artist, and she's done LA, Chicago, and New York on these covers. So it's like a little time capsule into like the VORG's history and what happened that year and what events were going on that year. And I don't know. I'm like, it's a great thing to have in your booth next to your computer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Michelle runs our Instagram, so she's amazing. Post and she'll repost.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
Steve. Thanks,
Awesome.
everybody. Have a good one.
Go.